Kaitlin.
And I'm Jillian.
And we are the hosts of the OK Drama Podcast.
We're two friends recap and break down K-dramas one episode at a time.
We are back at it with episode 12.
And it feels like we were just recording. Feels like we were just here like 5 minutes ago recording.
Maybe we were.
I
don't know. Maybe our first try at episode 11 failed. I don't know. Anyway.
No one will know.
There are only 4 more episodes after this. Can you believe it?
No.
Yeah. There's still so much more to go. It's amazing.
I can't even imagine, like, the idea that there's so much more to go. Because we've already seen so much shit go down.
I know.
What more could happen?
I have, like, a big, goofy grin on my face.
Oh
my
I'm
just
God.
like...
You know.
Yes.
You already know everything.
I'm like, just wait. But this last episode was quite a doozy. Yes. And this one was too. So we should just jump right in.
Yes, please.
So... we will start this episode the way we start every episode by going over the synopses from Kokowa and Hulu. So the Kokowa synopsis says, Shijin went to rescue Mo Yan from August. Jae-young realized that Shijin had gone on a solo operation. Shijin rescued Mo Yan with the help of the Alpha team.
Okay.
Like, the most simple sentences.
Like, first learning how to create a sentence.
Yes.
Hulu says, deep in the night, Shijin enters August's hideout. Loud gunshots are heard from within. Oh, wait, it's an exclamation point. Loud gunshots are heard from within. Dae-young becomes aware of Shijin's solo operation and is seized with bad presentiments.
I didn't know that was a word.
Is that a word? Presentiments.
Producer?
Andrew. Okay. Mo Yan finally meets Shijin, but she faces an unexpected situation.
Wow.
I really love that deep in the night.
Yes.
To start.
It really sets the scene.
Mm-hmm.
And just the juxtaposition of, like, English 1.
Yes.
Synopsis and Hulu. Wow. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Still thrown off by the pre-sentiments.
Yeah.
That took my brain a while to figure out what I was supposed to say there.
I know. That is a very interesting word choice.
I wanted to say, like, present.
Presentiments.
Presentiments.
And then it was like pre-sediments. Like, what's going on here? So we're not dumb. But...
no, we're not dumb. Some words... Oh, why am I messing with that? Some words just are a little bit more confusing sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the Hulu people try to get a little crafty.
Yeah.
So, we start episode 12 with Sergeant Choi, a.k.a. Snoopy, asking Dae-young, like, what's going on here? And there's really ominous music playing in the background. And Dae-young is like, some bad shit's about to go down. Then we see Shijin driving, and he's, again, talking to the guy on the lead bodyguard from the Arab League, and he's telling him that he needs a chopper because he has a date.
Yes.
And then we cut to Myungju laying in bed, and she wakes up seeing Dae-young standing over her in his all-black garb, and she's like, okay, but she asks where he's going, and he explains how Mo Yan was kidnapped, and how, like, she never came back, and how Shijin has taken on a one-man operation. And she looks really confused, because, again, like, she basically just came back from dying.
Mm-hmm.
But he gives her a really sweet forehead kiss and gives her his dog tags, which this moment gave me chills. Because, again, like, these are two beautiful people who love each other. And she's just, again, come back from the brink of death. And he's like, gotta go.
Yeah. And again, I got scared. Like, oh, no. Don't let this be, like, a bad...
omen.
Like, yeah, no. Scary.
I know. So then we cut to Jae-young briefing the rest of the Alpha team on their mission, and he lets them back out since this mission is off the books, but of course they're all gonna, like, support their dudes. They're all game. Side note, I think it's very interesting that they all brought these clothes to Urk. Like, I don't know if it was part of the, like, memo, like, hey, just in case, bring your off-duty stuff. Or,
gotta be prepared.
Yeah, or if they were like, yeah, we know shit might go down.
Yeah, when he's having this conversation with them, Andrew is like, so the guys are going to go on a secret, like, non-mission for the guy who's on a non-mission. Like, he left for a reason so nobody else gets in trouble, and then they're going to go too. It's really funny.
Yeah.
But we then see Shijin, and he starts to infiltrate August's complex, and their security team is pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Like, he's able to, like, get past everyone and knock people out and take care of shit really easily. Mm-hmm. But it's a cool sequence. Like,
it is.
He's pretty badass.
Like,
I enjoyed watching him do his thing.
Yeah, like, I'm pumped. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm inspired to exercise or something watching him go through this
jumping
house.
over fences and shit, knocking people out. He keeps going through the building, and then he finds all the kids that were basically held captive, the ones I think that were taken again. Mm-hmm. And then we cut to the fake UN guy, and he announces that the deal in North Uruk is done, and August is super fucking pumped, and he starts singing "We're in the Money." Do you remember how he sings it? Because I can't think of it.
I feel like he's like, "We're in the money."
Yes, you're right. Like he's doing like a little like shimmy. God.
It's so weird because, like, the way he's singing doesn't scream like super scary gangster.
Yeah.
But it does also kind of scream like, this dude's fucking crazy, so maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. It's about that money.
Yeah.
He's happy to get that money.
They're in the money.
He's in that money. So, yeah, he's really shitty. And then the UN guy is like, what do we do with all these kids? And August is like, shoot whatever doesn't fit in the suitcase. She's like, okay, dude. Like, all right.
Very casually talking about murdering children.
Yeah, no biggie. And they don't fit. We don't need them.
And
why did they even take them?
I don't know. They're fucked up.
Like, what was the point in taking these kids again?
Well,
if you're just going to kill them.
Yeah, my main thought is, like, maybe they didn't want them to rat them out.
They already know
that. I know, but, like, they're cool with the cops. The other thing, I guess, is, like, I don't know. I don't know.
For spite. Take these kids for spite, and then we're going to murder them.
People.
Yeah. God, crazy. Mm-hmm. So Shijin is super busy shooting everyone down. And he looks like he's in a pretty bad spot at one point because suddenly, like, one of the biggest bodyguards shows up and he's holding a kid and he's got a gun to the kid's head. Mm-hmm. And he's asking Shijin to drop his weapon. So Shijin, like, gets a little bit nervous there. He drops his gun at that point and he's got his hands up in the air. And this, like, crazy thing happened in just, like, a split second where you hear a gunshot. And I was like, whoa, shit, who got shot? And it was a security guard. I was like, who did that? What kid shot him? But instead it was just Sao Young. And Sao Young is like, what are you doing with your arms up? And Shijin's response is, I was scared thinking I was all alone, but now I'm welcoming you with open arms. Super cute.
They're so funny. Because, yeah, when he says, like, I'm welcoming you with open arms, like, he kind of motions for a hug.
They're funny.
Yeah.
Even in, like, an intense, crazy situation like that, like, I don't know how you suddenly, like, joke and be cutesy.
Yeah, I don't know. But he manages to pull it off very well.
Yes.
And, like, I think Daeyoung's entrance is super cool. Because I wasn't expecting them to come in at this point.
I wasn't either.
But, you know, again, so many twists and turns. So the Alpha team kind of, like, reconvenes. And Shijin tells Piccolo and Harry Potter, the two younger guys.
I love when he says those names, by the way.
Piccolo. Harry Potter.
Yes.
I said that in a British accent.
You said Piccolo, I think, right, and then
Harry Potter in a British accent.
Oh my god.
Anyway, I'm not gonna do a fake Korean accent. That was a fail. Okay, so he tells those guys to take care of the kids, and Wolf, Snoopy, and Big Boss will take care of the hostage situation. So, cut to the Blue House meeting area, and they all start talking about the Special Forces mission, and Myungju's dad defends the secret mission, which is not so secret anymore. But the guy from the Blue House keeps trying to be diplomatic, and he's kind of being a dick in the process. And then, after a certain point, Myungju's dad is, like, tired of him berating him. And so he's like, you know what, fuck you, fuck this, fuck that. Like, he starts talking in an informal tone. I don't know if the subtitles you were watching, like, gave that in parentheses.
It did not, no.
Okay. So, yeah, so at one point, because, like, obviously I don't understand Korean, but on Viki it says, like, informal tone, meaning, like, he's being disrespectful. So, he starts to go on, like, a really patriotic rant, and then he basically finishes his rant by saying he'll take full responsibility for the mission. So then we cut back to the medical staff, and Kim Ki-bum is tending to Myungju. But then they start talking about, or they start asking her about Moyeon and Shijin. And she basically tells all of the medical team that Shijin and the boys will bring her back and to not worry. But the medical staff still look scared. And she says that they'll get everything done using whatever means necessary. And they're like, what does that mean? And she replies, you don't want to know. And I was like, dang, scary.
Yeah.
So then another cut back to the mansion lair place. And Moyeon is sitting in front of August. And time is up and they start to move her. And then we see the Alpha team start their plan. And we can see a chopper kind of looming in the distance.
Did he already have his quote-unquote last night with her? Or is this the last night with her?
I think this is the last night. Okay. So, because at this point, I think it's supposed to be like 2 a.m. So, presumably, it was daytime when he kidnapped her. So, maybe they had a good, like, 12 hours together.
Weird.
I know, yeah.
They never delve into that.
No.
I was just curious. Like,
the timeline?
Yeah.
Yeah. The timeline is kind of weird because you jump, like, back and forth between, like, outside and, like, in the hospital and in the lair and everything is kind of dark and you're like, I don't know
what day this is. That's why it feels like they've been there for 6 months. Because it's just all the like changes and stories and directions of things. Like, how long have they been here?
So much has happened in a month.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Shijin tells August he kept his end of the deal, so he should let Moyeon go. And they have a little back and forth, and we see that Wolf is in position to take out August. He's got his sights on him outside. But then we see that Moyeon has a bomb vest strapped onto her, and Shijin like kind of panics and is like, whoa, stand down, stand down, stand down. Don't do anything. So everyone's kind of freaking out at this point, and Snoopy explains that if they shoot August, that the bomb will also go off. And August is holding like a little thing in his hand, I guess, to
like
detonate.
a little trigger thingy.
Yeah. Moyeon looks super scared, and she's keeping it together pretty well, surprisingly.
Yeah, like
her eyes are welling up a little bit, but she's like standing there and not a complete wreck like I would be.
Yeah, I would be like pissing my pants, crying.
Shijin tells August to let her go once he sees the chopper, but he says that he needs the chopper to land in a safe spot before he'll let her go. Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame him for wanting that.
Yeah.
Even though he's like a terrible human. But...
yeah. He's smart enough to think about those things. You let the hostage go. Why do they need to like save you or care about your life? Snoopy comes and tells Shijin that there must be a separate remote detonator. So he needs to buy time to try to find it. And August pulls a gun on Moyeon when he asks her what they're saying because he can hear them speaking Korean, but he can't obviously understand what. And she says, oh, they're like talking about the weather. And then Shijin shoots the gun out of August's hand, which is really fucking intense and crazy. Like, I was not expecting that. But he just, like, shoots straight at it, like, flies out of his hand. And August is like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
It's really fucking intense.
I know, like, I was August in that situation because Shijin is such a good shot.
It's wild.
I know. It's so intense. And I never rewatch these episodes because... I generally like just jump to the really romantic ones. And so I was like, oh fuck. Again, like, they're so good. These action scenes.
Yeah.
So Snoopy sees a green light on Moyeon's shoulder, which he thinks may disarm the bomb. Or like, I think maybe disarm like the little trigger thingy. So Shijin tells Moyeon he's really sorry for being late, but do not move. And then he fucking shoots her shoulder to disarm the remote thing. And then, like, all shit goes down because basically once he shot her shoulder, like, the Alpha team goes in and they're, like, everyone starts shooting each other.
Honestly, at that point, I was surprised that Moyeon didn't get shot during that whole thing. Because she's, like, standing...
friendly fire.
Yeah, she's, like, standing in the middle of it all. Like... fucking bullets are flying everywhere, and August was right beside her, and there's other gang members surrounding her. Like, I'm really surprised that she didn't get hit.
Yeah. So after the team and August has been taken down, Snoopy goes and he starts trying to disarm the bomb that is on Moyan, and Shijin is trying to comfort her during this time. And Snoopy is able to get the bomb vest off of her, but he doesn't have enough time to actually, like, fully disable the bomb. So then he, like, throws the vest out the window, and there is, of course, a very big explosion. And so in all this commotion, August starts to get up. But thankfully, Jae-young sees him through the scope, and he, like, tells Shijin to look out. And so then Shijin kind of jumps on top of Moyan and, like, takes a bullet in the back for her. And then he rolls over, covers Moyan's face, and tells her to forget about this moment, which is so fucking intense.
Mm-hmm.
And so then he basically just, like, starts shooting August straight up in the chest.
And it's, like, a ton of shots, like... an absurd amount of gunshots going into this man's body.
But, like, to be fair, August keeps, like, pressing on.
Yeah,
like,
Andrew was like, why won't he die?
It's like PUBG. Like,
yes. Oh, my God.
No matter how many times you shoot someone square in the chest. So, yeah. So, Shijin is, like, crying, shooting August, which is really intense. And then August finally, like, kind of slumps over. And he takes his bloody hand and he just, like, grabs his money. And maybe that's how he wanted to die.
Yeah,
like, just
in
with
that
a
money.
fistful of money. He's in the money.
Dying on the money.
So then you see the Alpha team and Moyan on the chopper. And he talks to Myungju's dad and he tells him that the mission is done and will accept disciplinary action. But Myungju's dad is like, don't worry about it. I'm glad y'all are all safe. But then the diplomat from the Blue House is really pissed, and he basically tells everyone in the room that he's going to blame everything on Myungju's dad. And then the president of Korea walks in and is like, hey, calm down. You did your job as a soldier. Thanks for, like, rescuing our citizen. Now the politics is up to me. And he thanks Myungju's dad for making sure the hostage is safe and all of the soldiers are okay.
And then we have Myungju hearing the chopper land. And she's currently, like, all plugged up in her in her bed with her IVs and everything else. She rips them off and she starts running to the door. And then she starts to fall. And I don't know if that's just, like, because she's been laying down this whole time. And
she's like,
suddenly,
my legs.
suddenly she's using her whole body, and, you know. But at that moment, Young runs up and he catches her. And they have, like, this really beautiful romantic hug. And she's so like, sweet. Oh, I'm here. I'm alive. I'm safe. And she was, like, gripping his dog tags that whole time.
I love a shot of, like, someone falling and then the other person catching them. Oh, so romantic.
Then we see Moyan watching Shijin, who's looking very depressed. He's, like, by a broken down wall thing. And he's burning a photograph, which we can't see. And it cuts to Moyan then being treated by the medical staff. And Nurse Ha tells her, like, you're probably going to need stitches from the gunshot. And Dr. Song tries to lighten up the mood and joke about how Moyan needs to bite down, like, on a pen while she's getting her stitches and stuff to feel better. And then Moyan just starts crying a lot. And it's kind of like they're not sure what to do. And they try to console her, but they're not very good at it.
Yeah.
Which is
rough.
Yeah, it's been a rough, like, 24 or more hours for these people. Probably more like 48 at this point. I don't know the times.
So confusing.
But it's now the next day, and we see the white doves of Urk, aka the shirtless soldiers, who are running by, and at this point the girls, minus Moyan, are cheering them on, and they're very excited as they run by. And Dr. Song's out there, and he sees the girls all cheering them. He gets super upset. He calls Sao Young over, and he's like, hey, I need to stop this obscene behavior. Like, I can't be doing this. And Sao Young just kind of laughs and runs away. It's really cute, really funny. Dr. Song is hilarious.
Yeah, he's, like, clearly super jealous.
These good-looking soldiers running by, getting looks from the woman he adores. We then see Moyan walking around in another cute sweater. And she finds Shijin, and he asks her how she is. She asks how Fatima is, which she's fine. And then they start talking about how Shijin lies to her all the time.
Such a bummer.
Yep, here we go. And then suddenly it kind of like shows all these different scenes of every single time he's lied to her. And it's like, fuck, yeah, he's really lied to her a lot.
It's crazy.
Yeah, like you don't really, I mean, you see it happen, but I guess you don't notice how much it is.
Like, until you see it back to back to back.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, he lied to her there. Oh yeah, he was lying here. Oh yeah, there too.
And I feel like they even maybe left out like some minor lies that he told her too. It's a lot. So she basically keeps calling him out on it, and she tells him that she realizes that the lies he tells aren't things she can complain about. People's lives depend on the lies he tells, and like she understands how he jokes to hide all the terrible things he has to do. But she is worried that after a while there won't be anything to talk about because all of her little problems and things throughout her day won't matter to him or seem important to him. Which I kind of get because, like, Shijin is like, yeah, I had to take down this, like, fucking terrible human trafficker.
Yeah.
And Moyana's like, I couldn't find a parking spot. Like, I can get how that would make you feel insecure. So Shijin tells her no, that he wants to talk to her. Like, he values every word that she says. And she says, like, she knows, but how can she even say things like that to a man who blocks a bullet with his body? Which, again, kind of your point. But also, again, like, get it together, guys. Like, you had this conversation before, kind of. I mean, I guess it is kind of, like, traumatic seeing that, like, in real life. But, so then he asks if they're breaking up, which is such a heartbreaker. Like, just the way he's like, are we breaking up? And she says that they need to figure it out, or she needs to figure out if he's a man she can handle. And then we hear August's speech as a voiceover being like, he'll never come back, or whatever shit he was, like, spewing. And so we can really see, like, he got in her head.
Yeah.
And, like,
unfortunately.
Yeah. It's a real fucking bummer, because they were so good in the previous episode.
I know.
Okay. So then we see Shijin at the airport, and he's watching August's, like, shitty little coffin thing being loaded into a plane. And the American Special Forces guy comes, and they thank each other for helping the mission, you know, kind of be carried out okay or whatever. And the American tells Shijin to stay safe in the future. So then we see Moyan address the medical team, and they get to leave on Friday, but, like, they're all kind of commenting on how they feel weird about leaving since
after all this time.
They've been through so much together. And they decide to, like, be a team and make the rounds together one last time. So Myungju and Moyan have that classic little back and forth while they check up on her. And Moyan slightly chews out Jin Young-soo after, and she tells him that, like, yeah, you're getting better, but once you get back to Korea, you're gonna be punished. And he's still fucking talking about the diamonds.
Yeah, he's like, my diamonds. Where are my diamonds?
Yeah. And she's like, your diamonds are gone forever. He's a piece of work. And then we see Kang Min-jae, and he's in good health. But then he starts whining again about how it'll be cold when he goes back to Korea. And then they get a fax, which old school, with Lee Chi-hoon's blood test results, and Kang Min-jae tells the medical staff that he wants to give them to Lee Chi-hoon. And it's negative, and they make up a bit with Kang Min-jae saying he's glad he's not dying.
And then it cuts to, like, at this point, Lee Chi-hoon gets to be released from his little quarantined area. And he's outside, very happy to be out there. He's, like, washing his face and stuff. And then he turns around, and we see the kid formerly known as Blecky come to check on Lee Chi-hoon. And I feel like the scene is so ridiculous and super funny. And he just appears out of nowhere. And I told Andrew, like, what the fuck? Like, what if Blecky isn't really there?
What if Lee Chi-hoon is Blecky?
Oh my god. I thought, like, what if Blecky actually died that first night when Lee Chi-hoon, like, found him, you know, he's, like, passing out. And then, like, Because that next time when you see Blecky, he, like, touches the president's forehead and he's got the lollipop. He's like, he's better now.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how do you know that, kid? So I'm like, what if Blecky's dead and, like, he's just appearing to, like, make sure people are okay?
He's like a little angel.
Yeah, he's, like, guiding them to those other little village children. And he's checking on Lee Chi-hoon when he's in the corner, like, losing his mind. And he's trying to make him feel better. Anyway, that's more fanfic right there. The child formerly known as Blecky, who's an angel in Urk. In this scene, though, they have him as checking on Lee Chi-hoon one last time. And Lee Chi-hoon's very happy to see him. And he gives him a pair of really nice limited edition shoes. And he's like, there's only, like, so many of these made. Like, they're super important and beautiful. And, like, wear them when your feet get bigger. And he's like, and also, like, sell them if you end up needing money at some point. And meanwhile, Blecky's like, no, buy me a goat. I don't want this. I want to raise a goat.
I really want a goat.
Get me a goat. and Blecky keeps saying goat, so Lee Chi-hoon thinks his name is Chwadi. Am I saying that right?
I think
Chwadi.
So. Chwadi.
I think that's how he said it.
Which is like goat in their language.
Yeah. So Chwadi is goat. And so he now thinks Blecky's name is Goat. Chwadi. He hugs him and tells him, don't even think about repaying me for the shoes. Like, this is a gift for you. And again, Blecky's like, no.
I want a goat.
I want a goat. Give me a goat. Give me a Chwadi. It's such a ridiculous scene. I love it, though. It's perfect. We then cut to Mo-yeon sitting alone and thinking about how Shijin took a bullet for her. And about the relationship. I'm like, damn, man, you can break up with him the day after he fucking takes a bullet for your ass. God damn. You could at least, like, be nice for a few days. Like, maybe you'll feel better.
Yeah, like, wait for everything to kind of settle. Like, I'm sure tensions are still really high.
Yeah, like, everyone's super emotional right now.
Yeah, let Shijin kind of, like, grieve. I mean, that's crazy. A lot.
Yeah, and we got a flashback from her of the night before where Shijin is burning that picture. And it's actually the picture of him and August together. And he's just crying, like, really bad. And at that point, she, like, puts her hand in front of him, in front of his eyes. And she says, like, forget this moment. Also, you too, Captain. It's really sad, but really sweet. I'm like, damn, you broke up with him the next day?
Yeah. Okay, I actually had a question about this. So, again, I just noticed this upon my rewatch.
I think I know what you're going to say.
Did she actually do it?
Okay, because
she's wearing that same sweater.
that same pink sweater.
Okay.
And so I don't know if she actually did it. That's what I was noticing also. I don't know.
Because I was thinking, like, so we're in Mo-yeon's mind at this point. And I was thinking, like, maybe that's what she wanted to do.
And didn't.
Yeah, because they show her
standing opposite him.
Yeah, like, in the wall behind him. And just, like, kind of also crying. So I was thinking, like, maybe she's thinking, like, I should have been there to comfort him. But she didn't. But I don't know.
Yeah, that's something to ask the fucking writers.
Yeah.
Like, is it just her visualizing what she should have done? Or did she actually do that and they just shot it and messed up?
The continuity got messed up. Because I was trying to think about what she was wearing.
She wasn't wearing that.
She was wearing, like, a jacket and a button-up, right? Or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't the pink sweater.
Because you can clearly see that bright sweater.
That's what I noticed, too.
Okay, I'm glad we're on the same picture with that.
Yeah. I would like to think she did that to him because that's really sweet. But I don't know. Maybe that's why, like, things end up in the next couple of scenes as they do, because she's starting to rethink the whole situation and what happened and stuff. I don't know.
After that, Shijin comes in and Mo-yeon tells him that she wants to have coffee with him. And so she kind of walks out and he carries it out to her. And she just goes up to him and gives him a really nice hug. And he looks kind of, like, taken aback, like, okay, because a little bit ago, I think she just broke up with him. So, very confusing. But, so she starts telling him about her day while holding on to him, and she tells him, like, the little things. Basically, she wants to, like, stay with him. Like, she's kind of, I guess, talking how you would talk to your boyfriend, like, this happened, I couldn't find my hair tie, like, crazy I don't know, whatever. So she says she'll put up with his job as long as he can put up with her chattiness, which I thought was kind of cute. Because she is just, like, going off. And all the while, like, Shijin is awkwardly holding those 2 mugs.
Yeah.
But she comes up with a pretty good system, I think, though. She tells Shijin to let her know if he's going to be going on a difficult mission by saying, I'm going to the department store. That way she knows when to actually be worried, so she doesn't have to worry about him, like, all the time when they're apart. And she tells him to not joke around when something is actually really dangerous. Which I think is good, because I think that was, like, Moyeon's main concern, is just feeling insecure and, like, worried all the time. And, like, wondering if Shijin was, like, faking it. So then she jokes with him about having to choose between her and the homeland. And he chooses... Does he choose the homeland?
He chooses her for now.
Yes, for
now. Or
this
time or something, as he says.
And they keep kind of messing around with each other. And then he pulls her in for a glorious hug. And he whispers that what she fears won't happen. And she says she doesn't know. But then he tells her that she's beautiful. And she says that, I know that part.
She's so funny.
So then we see Myungju and Jaeyoung talking about what they're going to eat when they go back to Korea. And they're being all cutesy and flirty. And at this point, I think, like, Myungju is just kind of, like, listing off all the things that she wants. And she kind of is like, wow, all the things I like start with the letter S. Even so, Jaeyoung. So they're being all cute. And so the boys decide to cook the girls' ginger chicken stew, which is one of the things that Myungju was craving. And Kim Ki-bum is so cute in this scene, because he keeps getting mad at them while they try to cook because they aren't taking it seriously. And I was like, Kim Ki-bum should just become a chef. Like, he looks really cute in his apron, and he's, like, very serious. So they serve the girls food, and I love how they're like, this is amazing. It must be Kim Ki-bum's cooking. And I think either Moyeon or Myungju says, I'll even miss his cooking when I go back to Korea. And then we finally learn why Myungju and Moyeon hated each other, which I know you've been wanting to know for a while. So apparently, Moyeon liked a guy who ended up liking Myungju and said that Moyeon was just a study partner, which, ouch. But they're saying all of this right in front of the boys who just made them food.
And it's like a really long back and forth between these 2 girls. Like, they completely forget Sae-young and Shijin are there. They're just going back and forth, like, kind of being bitchy toward each other. And also trying to, like, figure out, like, what actually happened. Yeah. It's, ooh.
That guy sounds like a fuckboy.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Episode.
Yeah, so the guys are just standing there. They're looking at them. They're looking at each other. And they get jealous / pretend to be very jealous and storm off. And Moyeon is like, oh, fuck. Like, why did we talk about that in front of them? And Myungju is like, well, I just came back from the dead, basically. So, like, I'm kind of okay. Like,
he can't be mad at me.
He can't be mad. Like, I can just pretend to be sick again. It's gonna be fine. And Moyeon's like, oh, fuck, okay. So she, like, walks into where Shijin's at, and she's coughing, like, so ridiculously. And pretending like, oh, I think I might be coming down with something. And he just kind of looks at her like, sure, Jan. Okay. Totally doesn't work at all. And they get into a little fight about this guy. And she's like, okay, well, maybe I'll just go ahead and call him then. Like, I'd love to see how he's doing anyway. And so she pulls out the phone, and it's like, pretends to call someone. I don't know if she actually does. But Shijin tries to do that flip of the phone that he did in the first episode when they were at the hospital, where he actually, like, flipped it out of her hand and then caught it. But this time, Moyeon catches it, which is, like, really cool, really badass. And he looks at her like, what the fuck? Where'd you learn that? And she's like, dude, listen, I like you most out of all the guys in the world. And then she goes on to say all of the reasons why she likes him, like, the way he saves people, the way he acts about things, how he's funny, how he's this, blah, blah, blah. And he's just very happy at this moment. Yeah,
it's a really cute scene.
He's got a cute little grin on him. I thought this scene was very sweet. I thought they were adorable. But I was hoping for a similar scene between Myungju and Seo-young.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to when the guys were getting grilled by them. And it was
Yeah.
like a back and forth where you'd see like Mo-yeon with Shijin and then Myungju with Seo-young.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wanted to see that again, but reversed. So Myungju having to come up with things to get out of the situation.
Yeah.
But I guess she was right that she's sick, so.
Also, I feel like Dae-young isn't really the type to get mad at Myungju.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have the same kind of, like, back and forth relationship. Like, Myungju is clearly the alpha in their relationship. But yeah, that would have been fun to see.
She probably just, I imagine, ran up to him and, like, did a cute little face.
Mm-hmm. Like,
and then, like,
mad at me?
and then hugged him or something.
Yeah.
And then just like, whatever, okay. Everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mo-yeon then kind of changes the subject. And she says that she would like for Daniel and Yihua to be Fatima's guardians.
Mm-hmm.
And Shijin's like, well, it's not really the best idea because they move around a lot and they're gone quite often. So he actually suggests the Coyote Ugly Bar girl, which, interesting choice, but she seems pretty, like, on top of shit. Her name is actually Valentine, so we finally learn it.
It's my last name.
Yeah, it's Kaitlin's last name. Kaitlin now has a connection to Coyote Ugly. And so they take Fatima over to her and they kind of introduce them and stuff. And he's like, that girl that I saved, it's because of you and she's over there, whatever. So it's a really sweet moment. Fatima tells Mo-yeon that she promises they'll stay in touch and yada, yada, yada. Cute little moment, send off, whatever. Shijin and Mo-yeon then talk about what they're going to do when they go back to Korea, which is date like normal people, have dinner. And he tells her to wait for him since she's going back first. And he gives her that rock, the one from that time when they were at the beach. Mm-hmm. Not a pebble,
a rock.
And it's very cute. They're happy again. Oh,
It's so romantic.
I love it.
Yeah, because the setting is super beautiful.
And you get a nice, like, faraway drone shot of the two of them kissing. And it just looks really beautiful in Urk for once.
Yes. No earthquake, no virus or, like, sick kids. Just, like,
just two beautiful
people, trees, mountain. Oh.
She also makes a comment about, like, wanting to go home and take a bath.
Oh, yeah.
And he says, she asked him, like, what do you want to do? And he's like, watch you while you take a bath. It's like, damn, she did all right. She kind of just, like, gives him eyes, like, what?
Yeah. He's so, like, smooth, I guess, because he says stuff that's kind of dirty, and then you're like, wait, what? Like, it kind of doesn't play as dirty, like, upon first listen. And you're like, oh, shit, okay.
He went there.
So it is the last day of everyone's stay in Urk, and the girls are up early to watch the White Doves of Urk. But then they're like, wait, who's that guy? And they see Dr. Song running with them. So funny.
I love that scene.
I love it. He doesn't have he's like a pretty good body.
Yeah.
So good for him. But he looks so funny because he's like running with the dudes and he looks like super happy and he's like waving to everyone.
He like does like a little gun thing. He's like, pew. And all the girls are like screaming and like really excited.
Cheering for him.
Oh my goodness.
It's so funny.
And Nurse Hall is just kind of staring like, what?
Yeah. You're like, get it, Nurse Hall? Get you some Dr. Song. So funny. So cute. So they are all like packed and they're getting ready to leave, but then they take their moment of silence to remember the earthquake and everything that they've gone through in their time in Urk, which I think is a good moment for the viewer too, to kind of like recap, like, yeah, we all went through some shit together. Like, this has been a pretty intense ride. So after that, we then cut to the medical staff back in Korea, and they're all like getting ready to walk into work together. They're greeting each other, and it's like really nice to see them like back in Korea. But then it's like, bam, end of episode.
Yeah, I told Andrew, like, we still have like this many more episodes, and he's like, that seems like pretty final to me already. Like, they're already back in Korea. Like, just the way they walked in and the way they were talking. He's like, nope, it's not it according to Kaitlin. Still more.
No, so much more.
God.
What will they get up to in Korea? Stay tuned.
My goodness.
So we kind of flew through that one, but
we did.
Not a lot happened. It was mostly just tying up the loose ends of being an Urk. So
I think the most important thing that happened was in the beginning stuff.
Yes.
All of that happened within like the first 15 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of it was just kind of like, hey, we're here, we're safe. I like you, I don't like you, I'm going to be with you.
Yeah.
It's a lot of that.
Totally. A lot of like cute flirty. So we didn't really have to say what. This episode was, again, pretty straightforward.
They did say I go.
Uh-huh.
One of the scenes, I forgot who said it, and I was like, I know what that means.
I think it was Dr. Song.
I think so, too.
Because I was talking to my mom, who, again, lives in Korea right now, and she was saying that I go is mostly used by, like, older men. Like, women, I mean, it can be used by anyone, but it's kind of like an old man thing to say.
Interesting.
Because she had a student who kept saying, I go, like an old guy. And they were laughing at him, like, kind of thinking, like, this 8-year-old thinks he's, like, 65.
Oh, my God.
I go. But so I noticed when I watched it, and I was like, oh, yeah. Dr. Song, like, first Richard said it, now Dr. Song. But, so I'm happy you're learning some conversational Korean bits.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get on to fashion.
Yes, God!
I felt like there was some pretty good fashion in this app.
Yes.
So, Moyeon's pink sweater, like we said, that bright pink cuff going in to cover Shijin's eyes.
Yeah, I've been seeing, like, I go to the Yes Style website to look. I don't buy because I'm going to buy too much.
I know, it's so good.
God. But I see a lot of, like, really cute, super oversized sweaters like that look, like, really cozy and just big and comfortable and pretty. Like, Moyeon shops at Yes Style. There's a lot of cute stuff.
Yeah, totally. What else? Oh, again, love Nurse Choi's style. So she has a really cute leaving outfit. I think it's another, like, skirt and shirt combo. But I think it's, like, the button-up skirt type.
Okay.
Or maybe that was last episode. I don't know. She has a lot of different skirts. They're all cute. And then I love her pink coat when they're going to, like, walk into work in Korea.
Yeah, I literally love everybody's outfit when they're walking back into work. They all just look really nice. And they're all wearing really cute coats.
Yeah.
Styles on point on all of them.
I love how Lee Ji-hoon is wearing his glasses. Yeah. I know. I'm like, thank you. Get some fashion. Not that, like, fucking dusty Urk, like,
I know.
shorts
Jesus.
and...
yeah, they're much more fashionable in Korea.
Totally. Okay, so the I love you moment of the episode.
I love you.
I love you. I will always love you.
I love you.
For me, it was kind of a tough call, but I have to go with when Shijin and Moyeon are hugging each other and she decides to stay with him.
Yeah, I'm going with that one too.
I'm just like, yes, God! Thank you!
Yeah, I was worried it was going to be another thing, like, the next, like, 2 or 3 episodes of, like, a back and forth. And, like, I want to be with you, but I don't trust you when you lie, and blah, blah, blah. So I'm glad she, like, came to her senses a lot quicker, and the turnaround was a lot faster this time.
Yeah, and I think, like we said earlier, it probably took her seeing, like, what he does in real life for her to, like, really grasp the gravity of the situation. Like, I'm sure he doesn't enjoy lying all the time. Yeah. But it's just, like, something he kind of has to do. So.
And also, I think seeing him be very vulnerable and understanding, like, yeah, he doesn't want to hurt other people or put himself in that position. But he has to.
Yeah, somebody has to.
In order to save people like her, you know?
Totally.
I think it took her being in that situation. How many more episodes do we have?
4 after this. So we just finished episode 12 and there's 16. I know, I keep getting thrown off because on Viki they have, I think, 2 or 3 bonus.
Oh, I remember you mentioning stuff like that and thinking that you had more episodes to watch.
Yeah, when I was watching the first time, because again, they don't have like names. It's just called episode 1, 2, 3, whatever. And so on Viki, it says, like, episode 17, 18, 19. And so when I watched it the first time, I was like, wait, this is the end? Like,
That happens to me many times on Netflix when I, like, start watching a show. And I just lose track of what episode I'm on, and I'm just like, next up. Next up. I'll spend, like, all weekend watching, and then suddenly you get to a point where it just feels final. I'm like, wait, that wasn't the end, was it? And then suddenly it's, like, wanting to play a different series. I'm like, no!
Give me more.
Please.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's going to happen in this next episode either.
I know. This is, like, I feel like a mid-season finale kind of thing. Like,
totally.
we're going to reset next up. But I'm, like, so excited.
I imagine seeing a lot of stuff with Lee Chi-hoon and his fiance. Maybe she'll have the kid. I feel like she's been pregnant forever. And she's huge.
She is. I'm excited to see the gang back in Korea in their stylish clothes. And, like, just... So, the couples kind of had, like, a really intense go in Urk, like, Nurse Ha and Dr. Song and Myungju and Daeyoung, Shijin and Moyeon. So I'm excited to see them, like, ease back into normal, regular, everyday life together.
And Shijin and Daeyoung aren't coming back till later, correct?
Yeah, but I think it's not that much later. It's by, like, a few weeks or a month or something, so...
Okay. And Myungju, is she going back to Korea?
I think so. I think she's going back with everyone.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So, exciting stuff. So, that brings us to the end. I'm super excited for episode 13. So, please continue to watch along with us. If you would be so kind, you could leave us a 5-star rating and subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts so you can get a new episode every Monday. Start the week off right. And you can also follow us on Twitter at OKDramaPod, on Instagram at OKDramaPodcast, same on Facebook, OKDramaPodcast, and just chat with us. Like, talk to us about how you love/hate Moyeon and Shijin's, like, back and forth relationship. I love talking about stuff like that, so... hit us up.
Or just, like, anything with these characters.
Yeah, or anything about K-dramas.
Give us your fanfic on Blecky.
What are your theories on whether Moyeon actually covered Shijin's eyes IRL?
Yeah.
Who knows? Okay, yeah, so get in touch. Also, you can email us all of your K-drama fanfic, as long as it's not super weird.
Yeah, we're not looking for, like... not safe for work stuff.
Yeah.
Don't want anything nasty in our email. Just funny stuff, please.
Please, yes. So that is okdramapodcast@gmail.com. And I guess that will do it for us today. So until next time, bye.